Good day, El Paso. Your local junk caller here, Charlie, aka Dumpster Daddy, epdumpsterdaddy.com. Go ahead, check us out over there. Out in front of the truck right now, I'm going to give her a bath. It's been a little while since I actually gave her a little wipe down. I usually go to the car wash and use the hose and spray her down, but I need to get some of this crud, dust, dirt, and debris up off of her. But while I do that, I want to get into a topic real quick that has been coming up lately from people that have been just calling me randomly, been watching the YouTube videos. Shout out to all of the new YouTube subscribers who have been subscribing and commenting on videos from the past. Even though I haven't been posting that much, I do appreciate you guys working with me and being patient with me as I come up with some new topics to talk about, be a little bit more educational for you. But I've been getting asked the question a lot of is junk removal a good business to get into? I've had a couple of guys who are doing dumpster rentals. I had a couple of trucker guys call me lately, the last 2 weeks or so. And they're looking to make a change in what they're doing in their personal lives. One of the gentlemen was trying to sell the dumpsters. Another gentleman is looking to get into the junk removal game himself. And they're looking to do something to help bring in revenue and put their families in better position. So I'm gonna share from my perspective. Is junk removal a good business to get into? All right, but before then, let me get my truck washed. Back in a bit.
Alrighty, folks, here we go. We are in the at-home office, the studio here, and I wanted to address the question, and you see it down there on the ticker: is junk removal a good business to start? And I'm gonna go into my story a little bit and tell you why I got into junk removal, why me and my wife decided to start the business. And if some of you all have been paying attention to and have been going through the vlogs, you all know that we worked at the Walt Disney World company for the better part of 10 years. And in the process of working for the Walt Disney World company, we were in the parks and resorts operation. And they told us, well, the joke was, if you worked in the operations, you would always have a job. You would always have what we call job security, because it would take an act of God to shut down the Walt Disney World parks and resorts. And you might see me look to the side here every now and then because I do have my notes there, and I want to stay on track and get this out to you guys, cohesively. But they, we had to going that, we would always have a job because it would take an act of God. And 2020 happened and the act of God happened. COVID-19 shut down the Walt Disney World parks and resorts. And throughout the course of, long stories, they decided to let a bunch of us leaders go, and they gave us a severance package. They paid us out. And during that time, when we were planning on if we were going to stay in Orlando, if we were going to move to my hometown of Illinois, Chicago, Illinois, Richton Park, and figure it out from there, or if we were going to come to El Paso, Texas. Now, ultimately, I didn't want to move to a state that charges state income tax. I've been spoiled living in Florida, man. I'm not going to lie to you. I cannot pay for, they get you in other areas, but I can't live in a state that pays, make you pay for the state income tax. So I decided Texas was the place for us to come. Bianca's hometown, she's familiar here. She got family here. So it just felt like right place to come. And plus, I think moving to El Paso, Texas, and people have found it out for themselves if they moved in other areas of Texas, that it's a great place to come in and, start a business. I was searching around online while, during the time in 2020 and trying to figure out how to make money with a truck and trailer once we decided we wanted to get a truck. And I came across a bunch of videos from Sonoma Strong Hauling, from Richard down there in DFW, who has the junk guys, to Steve Conroy over there in the East Coast side of town, East Coast states, I'm sorry. And they all made it sound like it was easy enough business to get into. Low overhead costs is one of the notes that I got here. So, found us a good truck we are my first F-150, and I'll do a video on it, how we prepared that and put that thing together, and the trials and tribulations that we went through to finally find that diamond in the rough. But low overhead costs. So I took my severance package and instead of financing anything, I bought a truck. I invested the whole thing into the truck. Now, my mentor, my boy Tavis, who's one of the guys that I'll be talking about in, some other vlogs, who's a great business mind and one of my brothers and best friends out there who I can call on, and he gives me, some manly advice when I need it. But he was like, man, you should have financed the truck. You could have kept your money in your wallet and this, that, and the other. But for me, starting out and not having a payment and being able to say that I was able to buy my truck outright and have it all mine, and the company, once I got the LLC and put everything underneath the company owned the truck. Like it felt like a great accomplishment for me, and I was happy to do that. So yes, junk removal is a good business. It was a good business and is a good business for me to start, because it has challenged me in different ways that I was not necessarily feeling challenged when working at the Walt Disney World company. And mainly because they used to tell us, run it like you own it. But in the operation in which I was in, merchandise, we didn't really own much. Somebody told us what merchandise we were going to get. Somebody told us how much we were going to get of that merchandise. Somebody told us where the merchandise was going to be placed in the store. Somebody told us how often that or how many they wanted to be out, and how many of the items and things they wanted to be out. So as a leader in the operation, you really didn't have much control over your operation. And starting my own business now has taught me to run it like I own it, because I actually do own it, and I take pride in owning my business. Working at the Walt Disney World company had taught me how to give such a high level of service and to create an expectation within the people that we do business with. So they're, my guests, or here now my clients. I want to deliver such a high level of service that when they talk to their friends about me, they have nothing but good things to say. To have their friends be like, oh man, well, let me give this company a shot. Let me give this guy a shot, because we do want to grow the business, and we do want to be able to employ other people and be a staple within the El Paso community. But it's going to take time. And that's why we are out here putting out this content to bring some brand awareness to what we do and how we do it, and using our corporate education. My wife has, let me get this off the screen and get that there. So my wife has started over there at Amazon, and she has been coming back and giving me some of the teachings and learnings that they have over there about their keys and their pillars, and how they like to do their thing and run it over there. And I'm soaking all of that in, and also drawing upon what I learned working at the Walt Disney World company, and pouring that into Dumpster Daddy. And yes, although we are a one-man truck and trailer, and sometimes my wife will come out with me, and I don't allow her to work on the jobs too much anymore unless I absolutely need help. I do have a couple of temp agencies that I will reach out to if I need labor. But for the most part, along with the tools that I have, I'm able to do the jobs by myself. It might take me a little longer because I do move at a steady pace to get the jobs done, but I do get the jobs done. We are able to knock out at least 3 to 4 jobs a day, depending on the size of those jobs. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Want to learn how to give, or want to give a high level of service to my clients here in El Paso. And that's what I hopefully have been doing. Another thing about starting the junk removal business, is a good business to start. It didn't take rocket surgery or rocket science, as my wife would say, to start this business. You don't have to be the smartest person, the sharpest tool in the toolbox, the brightest crayon in the case. You don't have to do all that to start junk removal. You do have to start building up your confidence to put yourself out there, to let people know what you do and how you do it. And and start acquiring those clients. One of the problems that I faced when deciding to start this business and moving to El Paso was the negative view that people have of El Paso. They said, why would you want to leave Orlando or leave Florida to move to El Paso? Ain't no money in El Paso. People are cheap there. They got the people who can come across the border, who can do whatever you're going to do for cheaper than you're going to do it. And I said, well, I'm gonna give it a shot. I think that there's opportunity there to get involved with the Chamber of Commerce, start networking, building a foundation of who we are and what we do out here, and just giving it to the people of El Paso. And for the most part, it has been received very well. We are a part of the Chamber of Commerce here. We do participate. Now, I have had to take the summer off because it's been a busy summer of traveling, but I am going to get back into the Chamber of Commerce so that we can start getting that visibility again, and I can reconnect with those people over there. But like I said, it doesn't take rocket surgery to start the business. You just got to get you a way to haul the stuff that you want to haul. And I prefer to take the trash. I want the garbage. I know there are some people who are moving who like to, they have nice pieces of furniture sometimes that they want to have donated. And I do that. I'm not a mover. We don't move furniture from one residence to another residence, but I will take furniture in the cases of, some parents have died, or, and the children want the furnitures taken to a specific donation location. So I will do those type of things, but I do charge like it is a junk removal job. But I do prefer the trash. It's easier. Just go ahead and load it all up in the trailer, take it to the trash, take it to the landfill, dump it, be on to the next job. But it's easy. That's what I'm saying. The hard part is going out there and putting in the work to acquire the work. So I will tell you this, is junk removal a good business to get into? Yes. For me, it is, because it has challenged me in different ways. For you, I don't know. I do this full time. I am up doing videos. I am out doing the operation and recording videos. I am also doing like my door hanger thing and marketing and answering the phone all the time and trying to drum up business and speaking to clients and dealing with people who are always trying to sell me something. Now, I felt prepared and feel prepared to have to be able to do this job and be able to run the company the way that I want to run it, because working in the Walt Disney World company, I had two phones. I had a company phone and I had my own personal phone. The company phone was tied to the company, so all my emails, phone calls, text messages, everything was in there. So running it how you own it. They taught me how to do that, how to manage the business, because you do have your own segments and things that you need to be over and see. So transferring that into the Walt Disney World, transferring that from the Walt Disney World company into Dumpster Daddy has really helped me. I use the Outlook calendar, so I do pay GoDaddy, who used to be our web provider, and we have since moved on to a web developer who has created our website. Go ahead, check it out. Like you all hear me say all the time, epdumpsterdaddy.com. That is the website. So, just a little shameless plug there. But anyway, so for me, junk removal, yes, good business to start, because like I said, it has been a challenge for me. And I also was thinking like the demand of the business. There's people always gonna have trash, right? They should always have trash. Now the challenge does come in with competition. There are going to be some people out there who are going to be cheaper. Here in El Paso, we have the fortunate opportunity, because there are not so many big franchise guys here like there are in other towns, cities, and states. We have one franchise here that does junk removal, and I'm not going to mention them. And we do have another mover company out here who is a major national franchise that does take up junk removal here and there too. But for the most part, we are able to participate in the wild, wild west out here, and when it comes to junk removal, and build our own brands and be well established before the other major brands decide that it's worth to come here. And I think that it is. But you know, the demand trash moving to El Paso. One quick story before I get out of here. When we first started the business, maybe a year into the business, I had a gentleman call me, and he wanted some stuff removed, and I have a minimum charge. I do go out and give free estimates, but I have a minimum charge. And I told him my minimum charge, and he blew up on the phone at me and told me I better check my competitors' pricings because I was way overpriced to remove trash. And I had to politely tell him that my clients who call me and I tell them my minimum, either they go with it or they don't. And that is to keep me from going out and wasting my time. And that is to keep them from having me come out and wasting their time. If they know my minimum charge and they're not willing to meet just the minimum charge for me to pick up whatever, you know, trash that they might have. Now, if they have more trash, it goes up. But I do go out and give free estimates. So if we can at least agree on my minimum charge, then I'm gonna put them on the calendar. Next available time, we're gonna go out there and see them. But if you have a problem with that and you can find people who can do it cheaper, then go that route. There's no reason for us to have an argument and a debate over my pricing. That's my pricing. That's how it works for me. I don't know how the other guys do it, but however they do it is how they do it. But the clients who want to work with me, I do my best to present a professional image when I'm out there in the public, in the marketplace, as I like to call it, and I have fun doing the job. I love doing it. So anyway, is junk removal a good business to get into? For me, yes, it is. For you, you have to evaluate your living situations, your life needs and wants. Make the decision from there. If you have any questions, you can reach out to your boy, Charlie, aka Dumpster Daddy, epdumpsterdaddy.com, info at epdumpsterdaddy.com. And if you want to give me a call or a text message, 915-710-0740. Look forward to hearing from you guys. Please, if you look and you made it this far, please like and subscribe. Talk to you guys soon.